Without a doubt, the most common question I get from brand new students or people who are considering this course is, if I take the course and finish it, will I get a job? Well, much like the beloved 2008 romantic comedy starring Ryan Reynolds, I tell those students definitely, maybe. It really depends. Many students will go on to get jobs from taking this course, but it's not at all guaranteed. And I hear from students every single day in my email, students who have just gotten their first job or just got their first offer out of the course I taught them in person. So it is 100% possible, and I have some advice for how I would approach this course as a student to help you get the most out of it. The first thing, without a doubt, most important, do the work, do the exercises, do the quizzes. I can't enforce that. This course is made to be very convenient for you. You can take the classes at any time you like. So I'm not going to be there with you one-on-one, grilling you every day and making sure you know it by force. No. How you learn this course is entirely up to you. You take the time to fully build out the exercises when I ask you to, or to do the interactive coding exercises when I ask you to. I mean, I can't enforce anything. You're totally on your own, which is really, there's no accountability here. So the thing is, if you want to learn, then please create the time. So try and add structure, do the exercises, take it seriously. I mean, unless you're here for fun or just exploring things, you're your own person, and I can't tell you what to do. But if I were in your shoes and I was trying to get a job, then do every exercise I tell you to do. It's going to slow you down, but that's by design. The next piece of advice is just don't copy. What I mean by that is, when I'm typing code and showing you solutions in this course, of which there are dozens, probably hundreds of different solutions, just don't open that up and copy the code, or don't just type exactly as I'm typing during the video. This is meant to be treated as a course. Just like, me watching a couple of Gordon Ramsay videos online does not make me a chef. I may have learned a little bit about cooking. I certainly learned something about cursing and how to create a television empire out of a fake grumpy persona when you're actually a lovable goofball. Anyway, that's a piece of advice there, right? Can't become a chef by watching a YouTube video. You can't become a developer by just watching my videos and not doing my exercises or practicing, right? You've got to do the work. You've got to stop, ask questions. This stuff takes practice. So that's the next piece of advice. After that, take your time, kind of retreading similar ground. The content here I've created for this course, we're talking about a minimum of like 10 to 12 weeks of full-time teaching lectures, exercises, projects, right? So we're talking about hundreds of hours to go through the course. Even though the course itself is, it's probably close to 60 hours of video content. So that is not the amount of time this course should take you. That should be the amount of time, I guess, that you are watching videos. Just watching videos, not practicing or doing assignments. You may rewatch things too, because you might want to, go over something again. If you didn't get it the first time, you might want to go over something again. But there's a lot more that goes into learning this stuff. So slow down, focus on learning things. Don't copy, as I've already mentioned, or don't exclusively copy, but also don't panic, because this is a very huge course and you are almost certainly going to hit a rough patch somewhere. All my in-person students do. So even the ones who come in, they've all done all the work, the pre-work. They feel very confident. They are at the top of the class for the first couple of weeks. But there's always something that derails pretty much everyone. So that is normal. This is a lot to learn. And if it was, incredibly easy and obvious to learn, I don't think I would have a career or a business right now. But that doesn't mean it's hard. Okay, it just means you may get stuck at some point. So don't panic, it's normal. And if you do get stuck, don't spin your wheels in the mud. Take a break. I'm serious about taking a break. It seems like a very obvious thing to say, but I have seen the results of students not taking breaks in person. Okay, enough advice, really. The main thing I would say is just do the projects and the exercises, take the course seriously. If you want to get a job, treat it as you would a real course where you are getting a grade and you are magically being held accountable, even though I can't hold you accountable because it's an online course. So back to the main question. Will you get a job after finishing this course? Like I said, the answer is yes, definitely. And the answer is also maybe. It will depend totally on you and how good you get to be as a web developer. Nobody's going to hire a web developer who doesn't know the work. And if you don't know the work, you can't even create a business for yourself, or you can't create projects for yourself. You need to know this to get the opportunity. When I started learning web development back in 2009, I was never concerned about getting a job. That was never in the front of my mind. No, because I always knew that once I know these skills, getting a job will never be a problem. You need to learn these skills first.